We are live. Welcome back to the O Show. We have to talk about something pretty serious today, and that would be a Bitcoin supply crisis. As most of you know, you guys have been hearing about this kind of thing happening all over the internet. I'm already warm, and I just started. Oh my God. Maybe I'll do like half shoulders today. I'm super warm though. I'm not feeling well. I'm a little bit under the weather. I just am. I'm just tired this week. It's just been cuckoo crazy. My kids got a hectic schedule. I love being a mom. I love it. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying I'm tired, you guys. It's okay for me to be tired. Anyways, I'm going to give a quick shout out to the channel members. John, my day one, Mr. D. But you guys listen, okay? We've been hearing for a very long time that there's going to be a Bitcoin supply crash, okay? Or like not a supply crash, but a supply crisis. And when we're talking about a supply crisis, what does that mean? Well, with the US dollar, there's not going to be a supply crisis. We can get a supply crisis with finite items, oil, natural resources, animals. Good morning, gorgeous Alexandra. I hope you have a beautiful day. Gold, animals, vegetation. Shout out to Twitch. We got a Mr. KC on Twitch, and Bitcoin. Basically anything you cannot make more of. And that's exactly why Bitcoin is so important. That's why there's such a big race to own Bitcoin. And it gets a little bit cuckoo. It honestly does get a little bit cuckoo and a little bit crazy. So will there actually be a supply crisis? There very well could be a supply crisis. Meaning that we've got, and again, when I say BlackRock, please understand, I'm not saying BlackRock is buying Bitcoin. I am saying they're buying it for their ETF, the people that are buying the ETFs. And good morning to Tic Tac too. You guys are the best. Okay. So MicroStrategy is buying it. We've got a story about Tesla owning it. We've got a lot of these big companies and now these governments that essentially want to buy Bitcoin. Is that a good or a bad thing? Well, shout out to Eric. Bitcoin is one of the most decentralized assets out there. Okay. And, you know, things are starting to get a little bit more centralized with it, but we'll skip that. But the fact that we have these massive entities that have more money than God, that are able, like Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy, they're able to like own Bitcoin and then take out collateralized loans and acquire more Bitcoin or whatever traditional financial product they're using to get it. That should be a little bit worrisome to you. And that's why I've challenged all of my channel members on my audience, 1 million globally plus on all platforms, is to own more Bitcoin than Germany, because Germany owns like 670. So I think owning $1,000 Bitcoin looks good. There's different ways you could get it without buying it, yada, 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 yada. But this is important to discuss because this is kind of where we are in the future. And with this first story that we're going to get into, that's a funny story. That's going to be towards the end. But this first story over too, Czech National Bank approves proposal to assess investing in additional asset classes such as Bitcoin. Yesterday, Czech's national bank governor said it's worth considering investing in Bitcoin. So what they're going to do, they are going to see if it makes sense for them to invest in asset classes like Bitcoin. And the reason why this matters is because they're talking about using like $7 billion worth. So it would basically be they would be using 5% of the Czech National Bank's 140 billion euros reserves in Bitcoin, which is approximately $7 billion. And they approved the proposal. They will now analyze the options for investing Bitcoin. I should have calculated that for you guys, how much Bitcoin that would be. But I think MicroStrategy owns BlackRock. Oh, I don't know. I should have gotten that part. Could somebody do the math for me? Eric, do the math for me. Somebody. I'm tired, you guys. I'm a little bit under the weather too. But basically that would allow a bank, another traditional financial entity that's not US governed, a separate one, to buy and hold Bitcoin. And it's not just them buying and holding Bitcoin. What they're going to do, they're going to take the same approach that MicroStrategy is doing. Shout out, Callie. And that's basically put this stuff on their balance sheet and take out loans, collateralized loans, all kinds of stuff, debt, whatever, to buy more. So essentially you have all these big entities taking imaginary money, fiat, because shout out to Lunch Money, that would be around 660,000 Bitcoin. So basically they want to buy 660,000 Bitcoin, which would take more than 2% of the supply away, and hold on to it, and then print more money from their governments to buy more. And then eventually till there's none left. And it's a controlled centralized asset. You see how that works? And that's why crypto is so important. And that's one of the things I don't get with the Bitcoin maxis is they're cheering for this. They are cheering for this centralization, essentially. They want the banks to come in. They want the IRS to come in. They want the governments to come in. All of that stuff. And should they really be doing that? Like, should they really be doing that? I don't see anybody advocating for retail. I don't. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that works, how that happens. But it's a little bit cuckoo if you really think about it. And is this really good or bad for crypto? We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. In other news, this is a funny story over here. This is from, this over here. The Czech finance minister warns against adding Bitcoin to their reserves, Bloomberg. He says it's definitely not a stable asset. And again, we've got, Bitcoin maxis cheering for it because they think it's funny. Oh, like, where did we get so screwed up? What happened? What happened to the maxis? What happened to these people that are like, Bitcoin is for the people, by the people? And we're cheering for governments to buy it. Yeah, I know everybody wants to make money. I know everyone wants to get rich, but Bitcoin to me means something so much more than just getting rich. I could do that with altcoins. So I don't know, just kind of something to think about. But yes, we could have a supply shock. And that does mean when there's a supply shock, when there's when there's a lot taken off the open market and there's only a finite amount made, then number goes up. That's basic supply and demand, economics 101. So that's kind of what's going on with that. But let's go ahead and do a market update. Let's do a market update. So taking a look at, the markets look great right now. Yep, ETFs 100% started it. Well, they were doing that crap before, though. It wasn't just ETFs. But Jasmy is up, Gala is up, Fartcoin is up, SPX, everything is up. Bull market's back on, right? Bull market's back on. Not necessarily. Bitcoin is doing well price action-wise, and we're actually hitting a very important area of resistance. So this is good, fantastic. We love it. Give me 14, give me 14, give me 14. Okay? And this is probably because the FOMOC meeting is over. And yesterday we talked about the FOMOC meeting at the second show of the day at 3 p.m. PST. And make sure you guys subscribe and smash and share this and do all that stuff, okay? But the moral of the story is here, Bitcoin is now back above the trend line. We got a swing look high to $106,000. On this chart over here, 106,000 was the area that I was looking for, a range between 100 and 106,000. We'll see if we'll be able to pop above it. Now, market ciphers printed a green dot that generally indicates upward movement. But at the 4 hour, we're seeing a little bit of resistance here. So again, with the interest rates yesterday, they paused them. Meaning they're not going to increase or decrease, probably because we have a brand new president and they need to figure out what the hell they need to do. In addition to that, Powell said there's no reason why banks cannot provide Bitcoin and crypto services, which is a massive shift than what he was talking about in the past and the Federal Reserve's objectives, primarily because we have a pro-crypto president. Under Biden, he couldn't say anything like that because God forbid. So we're in this pro-crypto, pro-Bitcoin era, bullish. And why isn't Bitcoin reacting? Well, it was a large market cap. It takes a while to go up. So we'll see. Me personally, I got to see if we wait to flip above 106,000. If we do, I think it's going to be a pretty easy shot to about 111. We've talked about that. Now, Ethereum is acting positive, finally. Jeez Louise, it took her long enough. Absolutely took her long enough. So taking a look at Ethereum's finally trying to break above 3,200, and then hopefully we'll rock our way up. So this is good. It's nice. It indicates a local bottom. I hope it goes up because geez Louise. Now Solana is doing well. Also, we got back above the 236 resistance, and now it's support. Sui also is up. And as far as XRP goes, XRP was the strongest out of all of them. All XRP did was have a minor move to 283 from $3.41, and it really kind of held above $3 for the most part. So XRP has really been the strongest. So anybody that says XRP is not moving, it's not moving. It did. It moved from 40 cents in November all the way to $3.40. So sit down, okay? Sit down, okay? Now, this over here, ECB chief Lagarde says she is confident that Bitcoin will not end up in the EU central bank reserves. And again, if you look at all these people, and I'm not an ageist at all because I love older men. They're my favorite desserts and sometimes a snack. But I'm not an ageist at all. And I think that elderly people, they bring a lot to the table. But at the same time, these people that are in office, they're stupid. They need to be gone. Like, let's listen to her dumb rhetoric that she's talking about. It's honestly embarrassing. I'm embarrassed for them. Okay, so let's hear what Dingo has to say. And again, I have to do it to 1.5 speed because I'm too busy. The ADHD is just too much. So let's listen to this Dingo. I'm actually going to start calling these people buttholes. I think that's more appropriate. Considering my nephew and my daughter, every other word is fart or butthole or butthead or slay.
On this matter that you referred to, and whether reserves of central bank should or could include Bitcoins. I think there's a view around the table of the Governing Council, and most likely the General Council as well, that reserves have to be liquid, that reserves have to be secure.
Reserves have to be liquid. Is gold liquid? Really, when you think about it. It's all derivatives. It's just...
That they have to be safe. That
they have to be safe. Bitcoin's safe.
Not be plagued by the suspicion of money laundering or...
Money laundering. Money laundering. Of course they go to money laundering. The reason why they talk about money laundering is because it's their favorite argument. That makes no sense. No sense any way, shape, or form. They keep saying money laundering. But with Bitcoin, you can track it. With cash, you cannot.
Other criminal activities. And
criminal activities. Cash. Any fiat currency, really.
And as a result, I'm confident that reserves will not enter, that Bitcoins will not enter the reserves of any of the central banks of the General Council. I had a good conversation with my colleague from the Czech Republic, and I leave it to him to make whatever announcement he wants to make. But
yeah, so these people, they're outdated. They're not very intelligent. They're not very open-minded, and they are not in it for these people. This is the thing, you guys. These people are public servants, okay? They're public servants. Even the people that from like the WEF and whatever the hell she's from, I know you can't hear the audio. You got to go to YouTube. Okay. But the thing is like they're supposed to do things that are on the benefit of the public. Well, she's not she's old and she's going to expire soon. Hey, leave old wrinkled people alone. Okay. I'm getting hot again. This side. Okay. But it's just the outdated and the heater's kicking on. So the outdatedness is going to have to go, okay? The outdatedness is going to have to go. The bad mindset is going to have to go, as I don't like it. I don't think anyone does. Oh, I got to mute this. Okay, now back to it, Wendy, back to it. So just in, we talked about this yesterday. We'll listen to it again. Federal Reserve Chair Powell says banks are perfectly able to serve crypto customers. Wonderful, fantastic. But what happens to the US dollar? I'm going to have you guys listen to it. I'm going to go shut my heater off before I have a freaking meltdown because I get warm. And I already drank my chicken bone broth and my tea bag. And I will tea bag you. So here, listen to Powell.
Our role with Bitcoin really is to look at, with crypto, really is to look at the banks. And you know, we think it's, you know, banks are perfectly able to serve crypto customers as long as they understand and can manage the risks, and it's safe and sound. As a good number of our banks that we regulate and supervise do that. You know, the threshold has been a little higher for banks engaging in. Our role with Bitcoin really is to look at, with crypto, really is to look at the banks.
Yeah, so now they're placing the blame on banks. They're not talking about a Bitcoin strategic reserve, but thank God we have Senator Loomis and we have Dennis Porter, which we'll get into that in a little bit, okay? So basically now the tone has switched because we have a pro-crypto administration. That's why I was screaming and yelling at you guys so much. It's very, very, very important to vote pro-crypto. If you don't vote pro-crypto, we would have been in hell. We would have literally been hell on earth. If you want to see what hell on earth looks like, go to California right now. I'm going to teabag myself later. You know, you guys, I'm under the weather. So when I'm either going to make a big old bowl of pastina, or I do this white beans like soup dip thingy. It's so good, but I'll eat like a million chips. Or I might just say, F it, I'm going to go to In-N-Out. Double, ball out. I might just do that. States are leading and will continue to lead. You're 100% right, my man. You're 100% right. Let's get in the next story. Mr. Trump, Daddy Trump. Because Powell and the Fed failed to stop the problem they created with inflation, I will do it by unleashing American energy production, slashing regulation, rebalancing international trade, and reigniting the American manufacturing. And this, you know, I don't know how this is going to play out, but at the same time, why not? Really, why not? Part of the problem we have in America is the red tape. And again, I understand you do need some guidelines to like help people and like make sure the public is safe and all kinds of stuff because there are bad actors. But realistically, at the end of the day, we have too much red tape. And it's literally what you're seeing in California. Okay. The Fed has done a terrible job on bank regulation, crypto, Operation Chocolate 2.0. Treasury is going to lead the effort to cut unnecessary regulation and will unleash lending for all Americans, people, and businesses. If the Fed has spent less time on blah, 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 green energy. And again, the whole climate thing, there's some truth to it. And there's not a whole lot of truth to it at the same time because the global warming and the climate change didn't start the stuff in California. Why? Because my house almost caught on fire twice within an hour period by 2 fires that were set by arsonists within 2 to 4 blocks on both sides the other weekend. And there's an open arsonist case against them, whoever did it. The Fed has spent less time, blah, 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 blah. Instead, we suffered from the worst inflation in history of our country. I don't know about that because I feel like the, what was it called? Hell yeah, John, you know it. I think like the Great Depression was bad. Like my grandma lived through that and I remember her telling me, can you do DeFi in New York? I don't know. I don't live there. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if this is going to work out great or terribly. We'll see. Next story. Trump has demanded to cut interest rates. Powell, I have no contact. Or has Trump demanded to cut interest rates? Powell, I have no contact. We'll see what's going to end up happening. But again, there's talks about abolishing the Federal Reserve, abolishing the IRS, all different types of things. So we're going to see. We're getting ready for a session. No, we've been in a recession, honey. We have been in a recession for a long time. Now, Kyle, who is this guy over here? Okay, so it's Fed Day. Oh, this is just a very long thread about everything that happened yesterday over here, which is important. So there's that. But let's go ahead and talk about the state's efforts when it comes to Bitcoin. Texas Lieutenant Governor announces Bitcoin reserve as priority bill for 2025. Dennis Porter. A bill to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve has been introduced by the state of Illinois. Huge. A bill to allow states' pensions to buy Bitcoin introduced by the state of Indiana. Breaking. With a supermajority vote in Utah, becomes the second state and nation to pass a strategic Bitcoin reserve bill out of a committee. A strategic Bitcoin reserve bill, or a bill to create a Bitcoin strategic reserve, has been filed in the state of South Dakota. Arizona has become the first state in the nation to pass out a committee bill to create strategic Bitcoin reserve. Okay. So not only do we have, Dennis Porter doing this, but we also have Senator Loomis, who's really, really pushing for a Bitcoin strategic reserve on a federal level, which is why I told you guys to be patient, which is why all the maxi pads are screaming and crying and out the side of their mouth. Okay, we're getting a Bitcoin strategic reserve. It's going to take some time, though. And the fact that we're seeing this done on the state level and the federal level is amazing. But again, the way America is set up, we have checks and balances, we have Congress, we have the Senate, we have President, yourmom.com, all these things. Okay, checks and balances are important, but at the end of the day, it's gonna take time to get this through. And if you guys want to be pissed off at anyone, you can get mad at the previous administrations that have created all this mess. Also, too, I don't remember if you guys were aware what was going on with Mr. RFK yesterday with the health stuff. And this is the thing, I've never met RFK. I heard he's a wonderful person. But America, we've been failing at health, all kinds of health stuff right now. And I'm a firm believer we've got junk in our food. Because if you look back at the pictures of the people from like the 70s, 80s, my mom, super skinny, all my family, super, super skinny. You know, I got a little bit of pudgies here and there, but I eat pretty healthy. But it's like everybody, we're just like a hot mess today. We're all sick. We got all these things. Okay. So if anything, I'm happy to have RFK kind of take over and see what happens. Less chemicals, more natural stuff. Now, it's really funny because Elizabeth Warren was one of the ones screaming the loudest against RFK. And she was also one of the ones screaming the loudest against crypto and Bitcoin. And then people are able to pull up, I think Jillian Michaels like, oh, look she got paid $1.2 million. Bernie Sanders, whoever the hell, okay? All of that type of stuff. So she led the anti-crypto army, and now she's going into healthcare now, or food care or something like that. So just a little bit of reminder about her. And Lo doesn't like her because Lo says she's appropriating my culture, mommy, because Lo's Native American. We got lots of jokes in this house over here. Now, Tesla reports 600 million Bitcoin gain in Q4 using new accounting rule. Let's read this. This is interesting. This is very interesting over here. So Tesla reported a $600 million gain from its Bitcoin holdings in Q4 2024. They used the new accounting rules allowing companies to record crypto at market value. The company valued its 9,720 Bitcoin holdings at over $1 billion, up from 184 in the previous quarters. That's wonderful because I have some Bitcoin from $10,000. So I don't know if it matters for me or whatnot, but moral of the story here, Tesla held. Are they taking out loans? Are they doing MicroStrategy stuff? Not sure. Not sure, but this is great. Also, we do have to talk about Michael Saylor here. Michael Saylor was featured on Forbes as the Bitcoin alchemist. MicroStrategy isn't a giant Bitcoin bet. It's a revolution in corporate finance. And also, too, some other people that were listed on Forbes, some really bad people as well. Sam Bankman-Fried. Who else? Who else was it? Yeah, SBF and a bunch of other really ridiculous people. Now, I want to talk really briefly. Thank you so much to Manuel Torres for the $2 super chat. Thoughts on confirmed fork Bored Ape on Pulse-Chain? I don't know what that is. Are you talking about NFTs or coins or whatever it is? Is altcoin season isn't over at all. We're an extended super cycle. I don't know what's going on with the Pulse-Chain people. All I know is last time they made like fun of me and they'd use my image without my consent, and I'm not okay with that at all. Like, I'm not okay with that if you're going to be a horrible person. So sorry. Anyways, back to the whole Forbes thing. So the cool thing is like Bitcoin is created for the people, by the people. But the fact that it's being twisted by Forbes and by Michael Saylor, it just sucks. It really does, because Bitcoin's not for corporate finance. Bitcoin is for people. Mixing, shout out to Mixing. Mixing said Grayscale just filed for the XRP ETF with the NYSE. Per Cointelegraph. Shout out to the XRP army. We'll have to do a second media piece on that. That's really, really cool. Happy for you guys. Now, so there's that. That's just my opinion. Now, so this guy over here, I think he put gold in his butt or something. I don't know. I just could be saying things. So this guy said we use Bitcoin for money laundering and corruption, and this is President Bukele, and he's talking about Senator Bob Menendez, who fought against El Salvador adopting Bitcoin. The guy was just sentenced to 11 years in prison for taking bribes in gold and cash. You know, I don't know if he put it up his butt. I just thought he did. Maybe that was somebody else. But moral of the story is, Mr. Bukele, Callie, can you tell me how to say that correctly? Send me a voice note. But yeah, so all the people that have been trashing the underdogs for getting Bitcoin. Oh, we've got 420 watchers right now. We need at least 420 likes because that would be funny. Callie, send me a voice note on how to say it correct, okay? Because all my Spanish is very slangy. It is not correct. It is like street Spanish because that's how they talk to me. XRP is trash. Guess what? You can think XRP is trash in a banker's coin. I think it's a banker's coin, but I still hold it and I don't care. Okay? I'm going to hold it. I love Bitcoin. I support the XRP army. I support retail. I support people. I support people over profit. She is getting nervous because I am right. Emperor, what are you talking about? Let's see what you're talking about. What was he talking about? Trump created the bull market. No, he didn't create the bull market. We've been in a bull market. Bukele? All right. Anyways, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, but I thought he put gold up his butt. I don't think that's true. Don't quote me on that. But he got in trouble. Basically, he's going for Mr. Nayib. He doesn't need to be going for the president of El Salvador because the president of El Salvador has done good stuff. And you know what? Him and Trump, I believe, are friends. And they're going to be doing some stuff together. We'll see. We'll see. Bukele. Yes, Bukele. I'm saying it correct. Aw, thank you so much, Matthew. All right, next story. Grayscale launches Bitcoin miners ETF, providing exposure to mining firms. Good for them. Happy for them. Love to see it. Congratulations. What else? Targets firms generating most of their revenue from Bitcoin mining and related services. That's not for retail, so I don't care. But we do have BlackRock news. BlackRock-backed Securitize integrates with Solana to expand real-world assets. So if you're thank you, Callie. I'll listen to it when I'm off air. If you get defensive, you're guilty. No, you're just annoying. That's all. I'm a Leo and I'm very passionate and I don't have time for, I don't got time for dumb people. That's all. especially, I won't say it. Anyways, this is BlackRock and Solana. So this just goes to really tell you what the real world assets are not going anywhere. Okay. So investment firm Apollo launched a tokenized private credit fund via Securitize. Thank you. Fund is available through Apollo Diversified Credit Securitized Fund, which is the first on-chain offering for Apollo. They have integrated with Solana and Kraken's Inc. Layer 2. Shout out to Kraken. I love Kraken. What am I rugging next? I don't know. Why don't you go learn how to read a blockchain transaction and tell me what I've rugged, please? I would love to see that. Please do. You should buy a meme coin, any meme coin you want. But yeah, I guarantee. Can you read like a blockchain explorer and like tell me what I rugged? Please, I would love to see it. Please do. I'm waiting. Oh, nothing? Okay, thank you. Anyways, they're also launching on Ethereum, Aptos, Avalanche, and Polygon. Fund manages $1.2 billion in assets with 11.7% return in 2024. And Apollo aims to expand into DeFi, treasury management, and collateral automations. No, it's not touchy. The reason why or touche, touchy, or whatever the hell you're saying, the reason why is because you can't accuse somebody of committing financial crimes and not have any proof to back it up. That's all I'm saying. And I talk about coins all the time. No, I'm not going to calm down. But you can't accuse somebody of financial crimes if you don't have proof. That's called slander. That's called defamation. You can't do that. Yeah. No, it's the time of the month for your mom. That's what it is. We're going to just get you out of there. All right. I hope you get dumped on too. All right, let's get back into it. Okay. I know, Eric. They're just so cuckoo. I'm getting hot already again. Oh, it's just warm. Anyways, fit check when I'm done. But anyways, I don't like that. Don't ever say I rugged, because you know what? I could have made a lot of money rugging, and I have not. Anyways, so the fund manages $1.2 billion in assets with 11.7% return 2024, and Apollo aims to expand into DeFi, treasury management, and collateral automation. So this is Apollo is like a BlackRock product, what it seems like, and they're integrating into Solana, which is good. Basically, that's going to keep everything. It's going to keep like stocks and bonds and what all the traditional financial stuff on chain 24/7, 365. So it's good. Also, too. Canary Funds Litecoin 19B4 filing has been acknowledged by the SEC as expected. So basically, Canary Funds submitted for a Litecoin ETF and the SEC acknowledged it. So right now, it's a really big race between XRP, Solana, and Litecoin to get the first crypto ETF in 2025. And I'm curious, who do you guys think it's going to be? Should I just spark water? Who do you think it's going to be? I'm kind of gearing towards, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. A Doge ETF was filed too. I'm gearing towards, we'll talk about later. Okay. VanEck's latest analysis favors SUI over Aptos, citing superior performance, scaling, and DeFi potential. Cool. Like it. Love to see it. So VanEck, they're like SUI and over Aptos. And again, I've got a poll at the top. Top altcoins of this bull market: SUI, Solana, XRP, Aptos. So it's going to be probably XRP as far as you guys are concerned. Now, Cardano. Really quick update about Cardano. So I did a video for you guys earlier this week because there's a lot of centralized exchanges that were suspending Cardano trading. And the reason why, because they're doing a hard fork, they're doing an upgrade. And generally centralized exchanges will do that. If you're holding Cardano in a wallet, you need to make sure everything is cool with that, because I don't know if you need to do anything. So Cardano Hard Fork takes effect, making the transition to full decentralized governance. Cardano holders gain real voting power on parameter changes, treasury withdrawals, hard forks, and blockchain's future. So basically, you can go ahead and vote as an ADA holder, or you can vote your DREP. So it's just cool. We've made a video about it. AI agent coins rebound as DeepSeek faces major setbacks. Ooh, let's see. I think it's more so with the FOMOC over. So, Italy banned DeepSeek. OpenAI accused DeepSeek of using unauthorized training methods. We'll see what happens with that. But the whole DeepSeek thing is very, very interesting in regards to TikTok. That's all I'm going to say. Trump and Melania, I love her, by the way. Her fashion, she's so iconic. Meme coins make push for real world payments in fragrances, sneakers, and travel. So when we talk about solid meme coins that you should be paying attention to are ones that have utility, which is why like I talk about Floki and why I talk about SQUIDGROW and all that type of stuff, okay? Now, with that being said, one of the new things that they're doing, our president and vice president, they're going to be using Trump and Melania for payment options for various Trump branded product sites. Get Trump fragrances, get Trump sneakers. Trump payments are promoted via Solana Pay, and it's also accepted, or Travel is also accepted for booking hotels and flights, but Travel accepts everyone, so that's not really great news or like big news. Now, let's get into Ross, Mr. Ross Ulbricht over here. Oh, this was a fake, it was an inactive bit.ly link that somebody did something with. It's not Trump at all. Someone just did something stupid. Anyways, Ross Ulbricht lost $12 million on pump.fun, or someone with access to his wallets. They accidentally nuked the price of a pump fund coin to sent to him while he was trying to provide liquidity on Radium because he initialized the liquidity pool at the wrong price. 1.5 million of the token, 5% of the supply, was instantly taken by MEV bot and then sold into the existing pool. He did it again and lost another 10.5 million, 35% of the supply. I haven't really been following this story, but moral of the story when it comes to pump.fun, guys, you're probably going to lose a lot of money on pump.fun with meme coins. But at the end of the day, pump.fun, I got to do a separate video about it. That's why we're not having an altcoin season, is because of pump.fun. But that sucks that Ross lost money. He's got to step up to the game, man. Times have changed. Also, Hester Peirce. It's time to start to restore companies to their intended purpose by drawing them away from socially and politically contentious rocks and crags. Over here, she said companies should focus on profits, not political or social issues. The SEC's job is to protect investors, not push political agendas through disclosures. New disclosure rules add costs and distract from financial performance. Asset managers face activist pressure due to proxy voting disclosures, and too many shareholder proposals waste company time and money. SEC should avoid overreach in enforcing corporate controls. Clear SEC guidance would help companies comply with rules, keeping policies out of finance to ensure fair markets. The reason why this is very, very important is because there's so much red tape, and Hester's and Peirce of cutting this back. She's really talking about traditional financial products and that type of stuff, but it's going to merge over into crypto. Now, this is from Mr. Tyler Winklevoss, the Gemini guys, but a lot of people are actually boycotting MIT right now. So Tyler says as long as MIT has any association with Gensler, Gemini will not hire any graduates from the school, not even interns, for our summer intern programs. And a lot of people in the crypto industry they're boycotting this as well. So one of the things I want to say about this, some people are pissed off, but you know what? I support this. I'm sorry. MIT has had very many unscrupulous characters, and this revolving door of allowing bad people that do really bad jobs in public sectors to come back and teach and to do X, Y, and Z, literally F them. I'm sorry, but we need to start to see a change, and we're not going to see a change until you're going to see a lot more boycotts of these schools. Is MIT a great school? I don't know. I haven't been there. A lot of people say it is, but at the end of the day, you know, what do? They hire, your kid is going to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to go there, and they're hiring someone who couldn't do his job properly for the government and harmed millions of retail investors across America. And on that note, I got to get going. I got to eat something because I'm hungry and I'm very tired. But I appreciate you guys for watching. You guys are the best. Really, really the best. Sending you all love and light. Wendy O is out. Bye-bye.